1. The man who withholds becomes the man she can't forget. She's used to men who chase, who fold, who give in to every impulse. But you withhold. You don't flinch when she tests. You don't beg when she withdraws. You don't explain when she doubts. And that silence, that restraint, it echoes louder than any words. Every time you choose discipline over desire, you build gravity. Emotional weight, magnetic tension. She feels it in your absence, in your stillness, in your refusal to be moved. You become the man she compares every other man to, not because you gave her everything, but because you gave her nothing she didn't earn. That's the paradox. The man who withholds becomes unforgettable, not because he chased her, but because he mastered himself. 2. Abstinence builds energy, and she feels it. Every time you abstain from distraction, from indulgence, from chasing, you redirect energy. It doesn't disappear. It concentrates. It sharpens. It builds behind your eyes, in your voice, in your presence. You walk into a room and she feels it. Not because you said anything, but because your energy speaks louder than words. Abstinence isn't denial. It's transmutation. It's the art of turning desire into dominance. And when you master it, you become the man who radiates power without effort. She doesn't know why she's drawn to you, but she is, because your energy is no longer scattered. It's focused, and focused energy is magnetic. 3. Abstinence is the forge of masculine power. Abstinence isn't just restraint, it's transformation. Every time you say no to indulgence, you say yes to evolution. You're not avoiding pleasure. You're forging power. The man who abstains isn't weak, he's sharpening. Every urge denied becomes energy stored. Every temptation resisted becomes focus refined. While others chase dopamine, you build discipline. And that discipline becomes presence. She feels it when you walk in. She senses it when you speak. Because abstinence isn't emptiness, it's intensity. You become the man who doesn't need, doesn't beg, doesn't fold. You become the man who radiates. Not because you took, but because you withheld. And in that silence, in that stillness, in that self-control, you become unforgettable. 4. Abstinence is the gateway to emotional mastery. Most men are ruled by impulse. They react, they chase, they fold. But the man who abstains from drama, from distraction, from emotional chaos, becomes sovereign. He doesn't flinch when tested. He doesn't chase when withdrawn from. He doesn't explain when misunderstood. He remains. And that emotional stillness? It's magnetic, because abstinence isn't just physical, it's spiritual. It's the refusal to be pulled into noise. It's the power to hold frame when everything around you shakes. She's drawn to it, not because you're loud, but because you're unmoved. You become the man who doesn't just master his body, but his mind, his emotions, his presence. And that mastery, that's what makes you mythic. 5. Abstinence turns silence into aura. You don't need to speak. You don't need to explain. You don't need to chase. Because abstinence has turned your silence into gravity. You've withheld, not out of fear, but out of power. And that power builds behind your eyes, in your posture, in your presence. She feels it. She wonders. She obsesses. Because your energy isn't scattered, it's concentrated. Abstinence isn't weakness. It's aura. It's the invisible force that makes her lean in while others fade out. You become a man who doesn't touch, but leaves a mark. Who doesn't chase, but becomes the chase. And all of it started with one choice: to abstain, to build, to become. Stay informed, stay balanced, and stay strong. Subscribe to Alpha Men Unmasked for more raw, faceless truths about men's health, masculinity, and mental strength. No filters, no fluff, just facts.